Yeah! Back in the points. Say something. 3-0. Leicester slapped. No concerns. Nothing. Bruv, where was this energy before the game, cuz? Didn't have that energy. I didn't have that energy before the game. There was no that energy before the game.
Before the game, you didn't have this energy, all this hype up. But before this game, KangBros was like, you know what? This game, it's a wrap. It's not gonna go once. It's not gonna go once. And it wasn't just him. People in the comments, we were asking for predictions. People like, you know what? Not too sure about this one. But Liverpool come through like bosses. Seriously, that was serious professional job on Leicester.
It was better than professional. It was that for me. Yeah, it was a beatdown. That was a beatdown. I don't care what. Listen, people are going to be like, oh yeah, he's talking big now. Listen, I am talking big now because I was nervous before. I said, this could be it. This whole unbeaten at home, whatever. I thought this could be it because I thought from what I'm seeing in this team, Robertson, there was doubts. Fabinho, you don't know what to expect because the Don's been injured. I thought if I seen Thiago's name in the middle there, I would have been like, you know what? Okay, cool. That calms me down.
Right.
Yeah. Salah's been dancing at raves. So I was like, I don't really know what to expect here. But the performance that we've seen today, yeah, my team. That is what I'm talking about. That's what performance, the way that they were on job. Bear in mind, half of these people have been flying in from next places, playing internationals all over the place, and to come in and put in a performance of that level, yeah, a team that was, everyone was saying, these are going to be challenging, these are going to be challenging. If Liverpool are not on job, they're going to get dealt with. The way that Liverpool laid mashings on this team, yeah? Ah, my days. I'm so buzzing about that performance.
You know what? And it was a serious, one-sided affair. Like, I heard Brendan Rodgers at the end of the game, and I was like, was this guy watching the same game, or was he just trying to think that he's talking to his changing room or his own team? Because the way he was speaking was like he was trying to create kind of good things out of nothing. Because even Sky Sports, they tried to show highlights of Leicester. They had about one or two, and
there was one chance,
and the reel was finished.
Harvey Barnes had one chance when he's trying to open his body up, and it's gone wide. Yeah, that for them was deemed that was a massive chance. There was nothing else
apart from the Alisson doing the saves.
Yeah, but they were offside. Yeah, the double set that Alisson made, which by the way, I was going to say that tells you the levels that this geezer's at. But there was a shot from Tillemans on the edge of the box that he scored against England. But other than that
was it. Sky Sports finished the reel.
Sky Sports were like, listen, that's it.
That's all we got.
You just connect to producer like that. No, we need the highlights of what they did. And the producer in the back like that, bro.
And the thing is, Leicester come into this game with loads of confidence. They've been 100% record away. They could go to the top of the league, all this kind of stuff. And they came short in a bad way. And the thing is, Liverpool, all the players that were there, and there was a lot of good performances across the whole pitch. You know, people like Henderson missing, like you mentioned, Salah missing. Where's the press going to come from, and all this kind of stuff. And then Fabinho just to slot in with Matip, and Vardy wasn't nowhere to be seen. No Maddison, no Vardy, nothing.
Where's your party?
And that's what I'm saying. For them to come in like that and not even, and that was a very easy watch on the iPhone.
Oh, it's enjoyable. I enjoyed watching the game. I'm going to go straight into it, and I'm just going to put it out there, yeah? James Milner. Big Jimmy Jones, yeah? From the jailhouse. He was my man of the match, by the way, by a mile. Country mile, my man of the match, yeah? Milner. I remember them videos of that Irish dude. He goes, James fucking Milner. Fuck off. Remember that video? Yeah? Now what? Because, don't get me wrong, listen, I was similar at that point, asking myself, we're relying on people like James Milner to win us games. Back then, that's what it was like. So, that's how, people talk about the levels and the progression. This is the progression, but that tells you the level that guy's at. Yeah, the standards that he's at. He didn't kick the ball in that team to start the game for I don't know how long. Coming at right back, they played on Milner for the start of the game.
The guy's a machine. Do you know what I mean? The guy's a machine, even for the full 90 minutes as well, going up and down the pitch. And then he was playing so well at right back. The balls over the top to Jota was perfect. His decision making was brilliant. Some of the passes, you were saying this is too much. And then they put him into midfield. The first thing he does, thread the ball through to Mane, and the one that was, he missed.
Yeah,
keep a great save in that. That was the first thing he did in centre midfield. So, I mean, when you talk about experience and just, when you need it the most, he just come in there and right back and did his thing. He got the assist from the corner, and then obviously on the other side, for me, it was, you asked me who my man of the match would be. It was close between him and Robertson, right? Because this guy for me is, either the best left back in the world or the best in Europe, hands down for me. It's just incredible how he can hit those heights every single game, and you can rely on him to do the job like that. And that cross for Jota's goal, you could try and draw it with a pen.
So what I'm saying is that cross for people that are fullbacks that who have played in that position, and you know when you got the ball at your feet and you got to whip it, and you see the run, and you know the amount of times when you try it and you go, sorry, bro, that was a sick run. That for me, yeah, that ball there, that's orgasmic. If you're someone who prides themselves on delivery, you don't get better than that. You don't get better than that because that makes. Don't get me wrong, the run was actually nuts. Yeah, man, Jota's run was nuts, but that ball, mate, I'm so gassed about this performance just on the whole. Everything that I've seen, Van Alden. Yes, he does things, and you do look at it and think, you wouldn't do that for the Netherlands. You put an orange shirt on his back, yeah, and all of a sudden, my man's moving like he's scoring hat-tricks and all sorts. You know what I mean? He's like Neymar. Yeah. but as soon as he comes to Liverpool, then he becomes this whole different guy. Yeah? He's like workhorse and stuff like that. But I thought he was magnificent. I thought Naby Keita was very good today. The way he picks up the ball in tight areas, his little injections. So it's a real shame to see him go down with a hamstring injury. It's concerning. It's worrying. But hopefully Thiago's on his way back, and hopefully Henderson isn't too far away. I thought, like you said, Robertson today, the deliveries, the set pieces, the dead balls, the tracking, the pressing. I thought he was just unbelievable.
Because I think that even though the games were with some great performances from those those players that we just mentioned, the game was really won and lost really in midfield, right? I think they had no control at Leicester whatsoever in the midfield. So all the players that were in there, Curtis Jones was in there, like. The one thing like we say about him, we'd love him to move the ball a bit faster and all this kind of stuff, and decision making hopefully will come with time. But one thing you can't take away from the guy is that for how young he is, he backs himself.
He got cojones.
Yeah, he backs himself, and that's what I like about him. So even when he's not scared, he says, "Give me the ball," and he will try some things. You think, "Come on now, Curtis, keep it moving," right? But that's one thing I'll definitely rate, that he can come into a game like this and hold his own and back himself to think that I'm here, I can do a job. So you have to give credit because he's come in there and the midfield they out-battled the other team. So I mean, like, you go on about Jota, right? And
his movement.
But we've been saying this for so long about Origi and being the second striker. This is all we were trying to say. This is all we were trying to say, is to get a player who can make people to think, like, as in to keep them on their toes.
And that's what we go at that analogy we used ages ago about it's gone stale. But because the point being is that you look on the bench and you think, right, okay, he is a centre forward. But on this, he's a centre forward that can come from the left. So you are going to come in, and yes, I know that you can do all this stuff, but you're not doing it anymore. And that's the whole point. Now you've got somebody that is going to do it and more. And all of a sudden, we'll get onto this properly in a minute, but he's making the other people in the front three a little bit more pressure off them now, because you've got another person. So that you've got a front three that's occupied by 4 people. You can have 4 people that can come in and be as effective in those positions, which is what we've been crying out for. I would like to know where Shaqiri was today. I understand that we've got a game in the week and you're probably saving him for that game, fine, but I would have loved him to be on the bench, him coming on if we had an injury.
You make a great point, but I think like you just said there, like, we know with all the shitty injuries going on, why even, if we can try not to risk him for this game and then have him just play the and just get these guys rested, I think that was the thought. But even you could have him on the bench, like you said, but I don't know, man. Shaqiri, with this whole Shaqiri Liverpool thing, is just baffling for me. Like, when he's come on, he's scored goals, he's done bits, he's studied the passes through the season already twice in a row. And I don't know, man. The whole relationship, the whole story of Shaq and Liverpool does not add up. If someone knows more than what we do, then please let us know, because I'd love to hear it. Yeah, that's baffling.
So the other thing the other point I wanted to touch on from my opinion, is that Sadio Mane is unbelievable. Like, he's actually unbelievable. What he does for this team is just ridiculous. I'll put it out there. Yeah? I said Fofana. I've been following Fofana before when he was linked, and I said even before this game and before I've been saying it, I'm like, they've got themselves an absolute player there.
That's what you were saying.
I said they've got themselves a player, and I've been saying this for a while. And I watched him here, and I thought, even at Leicester, I thought when he came, and I thought, yeah, to be fair, man, I'd seen it before, but I didn't think he'd be as effective as he has been. Yeah, but the way Mane dealt with this geezer today, yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
It's like they said in the studio, like, you one-on-one, Sadio Mane, he can take on anyone. He literally, like, we're talking like world's best. One-on-one, Sadio Mane, and once again, like, Everett said, without Mane, there's no party.
There is no party.
Because it literally is. It's with him. There's so much you can do, and I think all Liverpool fans already know this. There's no Liverpool fan out there who has any doubt between what Mane can do, right? But the guy is incredible, and he once again the levels that he's hitting every single time is sensational, and he is by far head and shoulders one of the best players.
And the only thing I wanted to make a point was put some respect on that performance today. Listen, we've been saying that when he's good, he's like everything that he does. Today, right, he got his goal, he deserved it, right? There was chances, we missed chances today, I understand that. But what you can't take away from him is when he does this, when he does that link-up stuff, when he does the touches in tight areas, when he brings other people into the game, there's no one better. And he absolutely justifies his position in the team. It's when you're not doing that and you're not scoring, then that's when people start going, hold on a minute. You talk about all the things that he's done good. But today, that's Bobby's best today. He got the goal as well, which he absolutely deserved. But that's what we talk about. That's a class Bobby performance.
But then you know what? Like you talk about Jota being in the team scoring goals. Does that have an influence on Bobby and all the other two strikers? The likes of Mane and Salah. Salah's not even there today, and it's not noticed whatsoever.
I'm not going to say it's not noticed.
No. Of course. If you're going to look deep into the game and how it was played, yes. But I'm talking about we won the game. We're buzzing. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't look at it and think, who listen to it. That's
and it's like if you think about it, when Mane's not playing, I always feel Robertson's half the player. Because I don't think he gets the overlaps. He's not going to get the balls through to him and stuff like that, and the tracking back and stuff. So, like I said, people always say there's a big question that goes on: who's the most important player to this Liverpool team? And I've always said Virgil. But I can't believe I'm saying this. But I'm starting to think that without Mane, we would struggle more than without Virgil. I think because everyone talks about Liverpool, they'll always get a goal. But I think if he doesn't play, I don't think we will score as many goals. Because I think he's such a threat. It allows Salah to go and get goals. It allows other people to go.
All defenders shook.
Yeah.
Literally, all shook.
So I'm starting to think that maybe, and this is a question I'll ask, and it's, I guess hindsight's a beautiful thing, but who is it? If you could pick, with full strength, you're going to lose Mane for the season, or you're going to lose Van Dijk for the season, and who would you say we could lose? Listen, I'm not saying that I'd rather not lose any of them. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that at the moment, when Mane's not playing, I feel that we're quite toothless. I think we're toothless without Mane playing because he does things that other people don't want to do. The way he battles and fights people, it's just always a problem. Today at Fofana, I said to him, it was about maybe 10-15 minutes in, I said, Fofana's made the biggest mistake of his life today. There was a chance for him to go and leave one in on Mane, and he did. And that's it now, because Mane's not going to let him rest now. He's going to give him a torrid time, and he did. And he did. Firmino the same. There's a touch that he took it away when he hit the post. That touch, it's alone. I was like, oof.
And you know what? Going back to this everything, like with the amount of injuries that Liverpool have got, I know a lot of teams have got the injuries, and I think we've definitely got the pile up of the most, right up there. It has to be. And we're still grinding out results. And people who say that Liverpool don't get injuries and all this kind of stuff, and we're winning games. You got Manchester United over there, fucking getting VAR decisions all left, right, and centre for them. And then they say that Liverpool get VAR decisions, we don't get that. We're not even anywhere close in terms of that whole ranking list of how many VAR decisions overturned. So for Liverpool to still keep hitting those heights, and you've seen how the teams have fallen off in this whole situation with everything that's going on, and Liverpool are still hitting those heights, still grinding out results. I've got nothing but full respect for this team as a whole unit. To keep grinding out the results, the mentality of after even having won the league and you're still grinding the results. I think Liverpool, I'm not just saying it because...
And it's the manager. I salute you, player. I salute you.
100%.
Because the way he's got these people tuned and drilled and whatever, there's no let off. 64 games unbeaten at home. Like, that's ridiculous. And the reason that he talked about making Liverpool at home a fortress, and he's done exactly that, but it's because whenever someone steps in, they know these are the levels that you have to hit. If you don't hit them levels, we'll get the next one in.
And you know what? When people talk about Anfield, it's always been about the crowd.
Yeah.
The atmosphere. It will get on top of you. There's no atmosphere. And these players are still hitting those same points.
I yesterday said Manchester United have won the first game at home for however many months. It's like, what? Old Trafford used to be... it's a fortress. Since we've been growing up, Old Trafford is a fortress. You hate to play at Old Trafford. You hate playing there. It's a horrible place to play because they'll beat you there. It doesn't matter whatever happens, you might dominate the game for 80 minutes. or 85 minutes. Man United win that game. That was it. Highbury was the same. Remember Highbury? I hate playing at Highbury. Nowadays, look at it and think, White Hart Lane. I know it's a new stadium now, but back in the day when it was White Hart Lane, Upton Park was the same. Those atmospheres and those things, those grounds, you'd always hate that. Whereas now, I look at Liverpool and I think to myself, we're still winning games. Man United won the first game at home for I don't know how stupid amount of months. So that's what you got to give.
They're lucky that United fans ain't there. From the way they perform, they're lucky that they're there. And one thing we'll say to end it quickly is, are you noticing now how certain Man United men are humbling themselves? It's taken time, but like when your team gets slapped up and you're trying to, get your team back to where they were, and you're seeing your rivals do certain bits now. I see Evra, respect Evra, because I'm not just saying it because you're rating Liverpool's performances, but you're now looking at football without the goggles. You're looking at football because of what it is.
Yeah.
Rio Ferdinand, suddenly he's now being more humble with about certain decision makings and referee decisions and all this kind of stuff. And this is what we were trying to say. You need to go through it sometimes just to humble yourself.
And it's not because the thing is, if you look at it, the Liverpool pundits have had to do it for however many years because Manchester United have been great for however many years. Arsenal went through and done stuff that you wouldn't believe. When they're Invincibles and those teams that they put together, Chelsea dominated, winning stuff all the time. It happens, and it's a cycle. The only thing I will say is, and that's a great point, but the whole humbling thing. But the only other thing I wanted to touch upon, and I know it's becoming a boring, pointless thing to talk about, but VAR and these VAR things and this, whatever happened yesterday and the decisions with Villa and the United game, just fuck it off. Just fuck it off. Goal line technology, brilliant. It works. It works. Liverpool today, that goal, Firmino's goal, I don't know how, 10 millimetres or something like that.
But it's not a goal.
But it's not a goal. If that's the rule, that's the rule. It's black and white. At the moment, VAR is causing more problems than it is good. So fuck it off. Just leave it. Have the conversations and debates about something else because it's killing the vibe. When people score now, they're like that. Can I celebrate? Do I celebrate? Shall I celebrate? Is it a goal? Is it a foul? Is it a handball? Handball. The handball one.
It needs to go back to the drawing board, man, because this has just fucked everything up. And the worst bit about everything, it's not even the fans anymore. It's the actual players. The players, like I think De Bruyne, them man don't even know the rules anymore. What's happening?
Today,
they don't know the rules.
Today, when Maddison hit one against Matip's arm, I was there like, in all the years that I've been playing football and growing up, that's never been a penalty. But I looked at him and we both just went, I think that might be a pen. Because technically it's a pen. He's kicked it against his hand, so technically it's a pen, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And all the players are like, ref. I've been doing the exact same thing because I don't know. So how they better know?
Man, that's like I said. Once you know the players and what the fuck's going on, that's when you know it. So,
but the other thing is, De Bruyne is talking about penalty, but it's all good when it works for you lot. When Joe Gomez got hit on the arm, you lot were all like, well, it's a penalty because that's the rules. But, so it works both ways. Don't play dumb, my brother.
Yeah, it's true. They need to collectively come together. You can't be suddenly picking and choosing when you like VAR and not.
Yeah.
So
but the point being, obviously we're Liverpool fans, but I'm talking about it from a perspective of every other team. Like for Man City yesterday, it's, as far as I'm concerned, from their rules, it's a handball. But it's not. So it's not a handball because they've changed it to down here. So it's not a handball. But they don't know what's going on. The Manchester United decision, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not just saying it because I don't like Man United, but that's a foul on before their penalty is given. The penalty that they got given is a penalty because it's not a clear and obvious error. So what is VAR doing? Why can't we hear what their conversations are? In cricket, you can do it. In rugby, you can hear their correspondence. So surely let's hear what the officials are saying. So at least we understand why and how they've got to these decisions. Because at the moment, I ain't got a clue.
No, ain't no one got a clue, man. Ain't no one got a clue. So that's our take on the game. In terms of man of the match, you going for Milner
all day.
I think mine was out of Milner and Robbo, and I will probably go Milner as well, to be honest, because the guy just levels from what his age and whatnot and what he's expected to do, and just on the cuff, Milner, we want you to play here today. Milner, we want to play there today. He just goes and does it, and he always delivers. The man's insane for his age as well. So yeah, we'll give it to Milner. That's our take on it. Please do not forget to share, like, and subscribe and comment. And we will see you for the Champions League game against Atalanta.